Well, it turns out President Bill Clinton doesn't think much of Americans either. He's the latest to weigh in on the Eric Garner, Michael Brown grand jury decisions. The former president agreeing with Mr. Obama that racism is deeply rooted in Americans and our country.
We still have not solved the problems that lead us to act out of fear sometimes, of preconceived notions of people of another race who also may not be of our socioeconomic group. These preconceptions are almost wired into us, and we have got to get beyond them.
Joining us now, Wall Street Journal editorial board member Jansen Riley, who is the author of the important book, Please Stop Helping Us. Great to have you here, Jason. Thanks.
Nice to be here.
Your reaction to the president saying racism is deeply talking to Jorge Ramos again at Univision, saying Americans are just racist and we just can't help ourselves.
Where is the evidence that anti-black animus, racism, played a role in either the Garner incident, where the supervising officer on the scene was a black woman, or in the situation in Ferguson, Missouri, with Michael Brown? Where is the evidence that racism drove either incident? I see a lot of evidence here of black criminality, bringing the police in, introducing the police to the scene, resisting arrest, in one case in Ferguson, assaulting a police officer. That is the cause of what went down in both locations. This should not be a discussion about racism. This should be a discussion about behavior in these communities that bring the police to the scene of these incidents.
I agree with you. I also am taken by the mild reaction of our national media, of many people across this country. We now have a president and a former president accusing this country of being something inferior to them. They, from their exalted, lofty perches, declare that we are base animals who are incapable of rising above our innate just bestiality and racist natures. And I say, frankly, to hell with them both. I don't know such people as they describe. And what I do see them is doing is pandering.
Yes.
And I think that kind of ignorance needs to be challenged by the national media.
It would be nice if the media did, but the media is on their side, by and large, with the racial narrative as an all-purpose. Racism is an all-purpose explanation for what ails Black America, can explain all of these bad Black outcomes. That's the narrative that the left likes to push with the help of the media, and that's what they do. And yes, you're right, whether it's President Obama, President Clinton, Eric Holder, they see this as a political opportunity to continue that narrative. I mean, if you think of all the good that a President Obama or an Eric Holder could do if they wanted to make this an excuse to talk about Black responsibility, why do so many young Black men end up like Eric Garner, end up like Michael Brown? Why do they turn to these lives of criminality? Eric Garner had a rap sheet going back 30 years. Michael Brown assaulted a police officer after robbing a store in his own neighborhood. Why are so many young Black men turning out this way? I think Eric Holder and Barack Obama are uniquely qualified to lead that conversation. They have no interest in having it.
No interest in having it. And I struggle to comprehend why I think so many of us in this country actually believe, you and I have never talked about it, but I actually was one of those people who thought we had a pretty good shot at being a post-racial society with the election of this president.
I don't think the left has any interest in being post-racial. They believe in identity politics. They believe in divvying us up by race and gender and social or sexual orientation, and then making specific appeals based on those characteristics. I think that is the essence of identity politics, and that's what they believe in. I don't think they have any interest in being post-racial whatsoever.
And why do you think that there is this sort of deference to a president or a former president who says ignorant things that these two men have said? And I realize I'm going to catch holy hell for what I'm saying. I'm defying the avatars.
Well, the worst part of this, the worst part of it is that Bill Clinton and Eric Holder and President Obama say they're doing this in the name of helping Blacks. But Lou, to the extent that what they're saying feeds this anti-cop narrative and leads to less effective policing in these these neighborhoods, you're going to end up with more dead black bodies. These poor communities need police more than other communities. They need aggressive, effective policing. They need the best cops on the force in those neighborhoods. And to the extent that this anti-police narrative results in less effective policing of these neighborhoods, blacks, and particularly poor blacks, will be worse off. That's the real shame.
I think as Americans, I've always believed this, that each of us has, as citizens in this great country of ours, an obligation to produce the best of ourselves and a right to expect the best of others.
Yeah.
But the idea that we could have two presidents just generalize and smear an entire nation that produced them, for crying out loud, it is just stupefying to me.
Yes.
What in the world is going on right now that we would come to this place, to these words from the mouths of two presidents?
Well, you have a political party that has a lot to gain by playing to their base. And this is what their base wants to hear, that white America is responsible for these bad black outcomes. So again, they are doing it out of political expediency. I think it's shameful. They know it's wrong, and they're doing it anyways.
Jansen Riley, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Good to see you.